Hello, my darlings. I thank you so much for your support. The interest to this story is climbing. But have you watched book 1 and book 2? And how far did you get? Book 1 is the most exciting up till now, but the heat is on. So let's go to chapter 5. I'm so tired. The next day that I chalk everything strange up to my own exhaustion and almost miss something else. My laptop screen looks different. There should be a word of digital feng shui when your online layout is just slightly off and it sorts of trips you up all day. Like when they add a new button on TikTok or something. I finally zero in on it after lunch. It's our class layout. It's different. It's usually a grid, 6 by 6, 36 pupils in all. That's how many people are left in our leaving certificate class after the fire. Today, a final row only has 5 windows in it. Is someone missing today? Lorna, Phi, messages back. Lorna McKeon. Right, of course. There's nothing of course about it, though, because I probably wouldn't have remembered Lorna in a million years. She is perfectly nice, blend into the background, kind of girl, smart enough to be in all Fiona's classes. Brown, swinging ponytail. She let her borrow a pencil once. If this were an ordinary day of school, I wouldn't have noticed, because people are missing from school all the time. But since school went online, everybody logs in, even when they are sick. It sounds a little bit like the COVID time. So it's coming alive. Media things are interpreted into this book. It's amazing, and that's why I love this book. It's got the new and the old combined. Now back to the story. That's obviously not the only reason. I'm suddenly distracted by her absence. I can still feel the chill of the lodge in my bones, like a shadow, the fragments of a fading dream. We are all supposed to go to Nuella's again tonight, where we can talk about it properly. Nail it to the floor. Dress it up in logic and reason. I wonder if Aaron has made it to Nuella's yet, or whether he's deserted us again. I follow Lorna on social media, but we've never interacted, and so the algorithm keeps us apart. I look at her, observing for the first time the private life of a girl I've gone to school with since I was 12. She hasn't posted anything in months, which isn't unusual. Most people rarely commit to the grid. Even I get performance anxiety about it. The last thing on my profile is the picture of the summer of a box of onion rings. The caption just reads onion rings. So she is dyslexic, so it's spelled AHNYUN rings. It was very funny at the time. Yes, I am dyslexic, so I can read the funny print. I read back to front. Even when you get things on Facebook and you think you can't read it, the brain works too fast. But we can pick up on that. Try those exercises. It was very funny at the time. Lorna's pictures revealed someone who is well behaved, modestly dressed, and smiley. The longer I look, the more I feel myself adding a narrative. Is she too modestly dressed? Sleeves to the wrists, collars to the neck? Is this children's influence? Is she in the children? Is her smile real? Is the group photo of her family at the relative's birthday a shiny front for some kind of hidden abuse? I put the phone down, realizing I've spun out of 20 minutes about a girl I don't know whose only crime is not logging onto her class today. There are 2 days until Christmas. Holidays begin. I guess I can keep an eye on her until then. Rue picks me up and the fight with Aaron is already forgotten. He spent the day with the band, strategizing their single release like dictators, pushing flags around a map. I don't think Wolf Girl is our best song, but it hits all 4 of the banger quadrants, Rue says, gripping the steering wheel a little too tight. It's a banner, for sure, I say, patting his knee. Big chorus, check. Good lyrics, but not. You would know too good to go over people's heads. Anyway, check. Musicianship, check. D sounds amazing on it. And the vocals, I think I sound pretty good. That queasy feeling again, that Rue's own trajectory is leading him away from the magic, away from me. Who needs the occult when you have fame calling? Who needs a high school girlfriend when you have the world at your feet? Even with his memories, Rue is straddling 2 worlds. The one with me and the encroaching adult world that has already laid a claim on him. Neither of us will win, so we have to learn to share. We talk about the single, allowing ourselves to bounce around the world of wardrobe choices and magazine features until we pull up outside Noella's house and fall silent. We sit still. Are you going to go in? I say finally. Yeah, Rue says, rubbing at his temples. I'm just savouring this moment before we tell our friends that the children are watching us. I think on the some level, I say carefully, I kind of knew they would be. Just the idea of us into the school the last few weeks, our only time alone together, and that they were keeping tabs on us the whole time. Like, how much did they see? God, I don't want to think about that. There's also the whole thing of, telling the gang we've been using the school as a shag palace. Rue grimaces. Lily and I are close, but we are not siblings. Who talk about their sex lives close? I grimaces. Open the passenger door. Come on then. Ask not for whom the uncomfortable conversation bell tolls. It tolls for thee, poetry. You know it. We get inside and Aaron is already there. Fiona, Nuella and Lily are at the kitchen table. Manon sitting on the countertop. Manon's wearing a big shirt, presumably her father's, and tapping the end of a pencil off the tip of her nose. Paola is perched on top of the fridge. Lily looks up as we come in. Hey, she says, appearing slightly disturbed. Aaron just told us. It's not a crime, I replied, feeling a bit defensive. It is my house, after all. What? I told them about the lodge. Aaron stresses. I thought I would leave the other thing up to you. Oh, what did you think he told us about? Fiona asks, confused. Ah, just the children are sort of watching us, and they sent Aaron a forged note pretending to be from me to bring us all together at St. Bernadette's last night and cause like a fight. Why? Where were you and Rue at St. Bernadette's last night? Manon asked. And then, as if she has answered her own question, oh, Nuella is unfazed. I assumed they would be watching us. Now we need to be watching them. We need to find out about the lodge Aaron mentioned. A camera. Rue? Right. Rue digs out the old Polaroid from his bag and explains that there is no film. I think I have an idea though. Nuella, do you have a white sheet? Something that you don't mind destroying. Ominous, Nuella says. Let me look. She leaves the room and comes back with a bed sheet, tossing it towards Rue. It seems we won't have to talk too much about either the sex or the weird postcard, or I realize the fight. I train my mind on Aaron and Rue. They, it seems, aren't too keen on talking about it either, or the temporarily inexplicable blindness. Great, thanks, Rue says, catching the sheet, and a line of string, or yarn, or something. Nuella grabs a roll of string from the top drawer and throws it to him. Okay, everyone, get up. We are all mystified as we watch Rue pull out the kitchen table from the wall. The kitchen table from the wall and fix the string between two parallel kitchen cabinets. Then he drapes the white sheet over it, like it's a makeshift cinema screen. Rue turns off the lights and moves a desk lamp in from the living room, pointing it so only the white sheet is illuminated. Are you quite done ruining my house, Rue? Nuella murmurs. Rue stands on the stool in front of the sheet. So, the guts of the camera has no memory yet, but the bulb itself does. It remembers everything it's flashed at. Wow, that is exciting, don't you think? He swivels, pointing the camera to the sheet and pressing the flash button. The room lights up for a moment, dazzling all of us. Rue studies the sheet and then quickly goes to it and taking a Sharpie from his pocket. I don't know what a Sharpie is, by the way. He removes the lid with his teeth and draws a big shape. We watch him, his mop of curly hair blocking out most of the drawing until he stands back from it. All chat, Manon says finally. For a rectangle, it's actually a square, a rectangle and a squiggly line. Okay, look, Rue says, trying not to be daunted. So, dismayed. I know this doesn't look like much, but the picture isn't clear in my head yet. All I can see are grey shapes. So I am drawing where I can see the shapes. Aaron steps towards the white sheet, tracing Rue's abstract drawing You are saying that this could be where the lodge is. It's a reasonable guess, right? Rue says, excited that someone is finally grasping it, even if he's disappointed that it's Aaron. If the children in training are all at the lodge, then it seems likely that the last photo taken is of the building. Aaron nods. The kid said he used up all the film before he left. Maeve, Rue beckons to me. Come over here. Merge your gift with mine. For a minute, you can read minds. Maybe you can get the camera to jog its memory, get a clearer picture. I go, bewildered by the request, but stranger things have happened. Our gifts once melted so that we could listen to phone calls through Rue's car radio. So anything is possible. Look through the viewfinder, Rue says, holding my hand. Press the flash and tell me what you can see. Hang on, I say, trying to find my bearings. I can just switch it on like that. I focus on Rue's grip, Rue's crystal white light, his connection to the camera as an extension of Rue. Okay, I'm ready. I press the flash and immediately understand why Rue needed the white sheet, like a black and white photograph that is only just starting to develop in the darkroom. I can see the lines and shapes, the suggestions of an external location, but nothing else. Just lines, just shapes. It's no good, I say. Still peering through the viewfinder, I can only see what you see. Let me try, Aaron suddenly says. What? Why? Maeve doesn't really do memories. She does what people are thinking, here and now. My gift is about delving into people's histories, bringing out the stuff they wish they could forget. It seems pertinent. That's a good point, Noella says. Manon nods silently, takes a notebook from her breast pocket and writes this down. I would like us to talk about that, Manon says to Aaron, sounding like a therapist. Later. Rue and Aaron's suspiciously, all right, he says at last, reaching out his hand. Aaron hesitates, just grabbing onto my wrist. Or something awkwardly, Rue grabs Aaron's wrist, his hand like a bracelet. Aaron takes a few silent moments, settling his gift. Then he looks through the viewfinder and the room flashes white. Okay, Aaron says. Big building, no big. Castle. Rue throws the Sharpie to Lily. Lily, he says quickly, you are the artist. Lily catches it, goes to the sheet. What kind of castle? Like a Victorian Gothic castle, but not real, fake. It made to look like that, but it's new. There are solar panels on the roof. Lily starts drawing turrets. 3. Where are they? You can see all this, I say, dumbfounded by this new aspect of Aaron's power. He seems a little taken aback too. He's talking quickly like a power is a runaway train. He's struggling to keep a hold of. Aaron nods, his eyes manic. He pushes the flash button again. It's on an incline, like a hill. And roads? Nuella interjects. Landmarks. No. No roads, Aaron answers. It's all overgrown, long grass, nettles, those yellow flowers. Gorse, Nuella suggests. Ha! She goes to the book lined up on the windowsill and pulls out island, wild plants, long weedy looking things, yellow petals, she says, flipping to a page and showing him. Aaron nods. Lily takes a look at the page too. Okay, where are they? Aaron snaps the flash again. Bottom right. Actually, the whole bottom of the photos scattered except for the very left-hand corner. What's there? Lily says, taking her art case out, trying to find yellow. A fence, wire fencing, the kind you put around a building site. We go on like that for an hour, Aaron snapping, Lily being the visual stenographer. That's the shorthand, like shorthand typist or secretary, but in steno, shorthand. Rue is steadily Rue in steady concentration, too focused to speak. Nuella taking out reference books, aerial survey maps, travel guides from 20 years ago. What began as squiggles and shapes emerges as a real drawing, a recognizable landscape. I keep expecting one of them to ask for a break. Fiona, Manon and I tried to offer snacks or cups of tea, but we end up just watching, useless but fascinated. Finally, Aaron flops down into a chair. There, he says. That's it. That's as close as we are going to get. I think we each step back, surveying the bedsheet, like it's a fresco, a fake castle, Fiona murmurs. It's hideous, Manon, adds flatly. Nuella starts nodding. A Celtic folly. Maeve get another round of teas in. I started collecting mugs. What's a Celtic folly? Is that another Irish mythology thing? Like a housekeeper? Nuella actually spit takes the last of her tea. No, she laughs. No, not a mythological thing. Very much a humans are idiots thing. We all look at her, clueless. Christ, she rolls her eyes. Sometimes I forget that I hang around with teenagers, right? So you know the financial crash 2008? Only Fiona and Aaron look fully confident. I've heard of it, I say defensively. After the crash, there were all these luxury hotels that were partly completed and ran out of investor fundings. So these big behead moths were left to rot. often in the middle of nowhere, because they were planning on tourism booms. That's never happened. This, Nuella points to the sheet, is a failed hotel. I would bet my house on it. Fiona nods. My mum has told me about them. Spooky, she whistles sharply. And Paola flies down from his fridge perch. And that's the crow. Paola is the crow. I remember from book 3. Oh, 2, sorry. You okay, pal? Can you see that drawing? The bird observes the drawing, rotating his head to different angles, like his body is a lens trying to focus. The two of them fall into a silent communication, and every few seconds, Fiona murmurs something affectionate. In Tagalog, she speaks to him very softly, like a baby talk, like how she must have been spoken to when she was a small child. She opens the window and Paola flies off into the night. He gets it, she says, closing it again. You are teaching him your mother's tongue, Manon says, sounding impressed by Paola's existence for the first time. I don't know. It just comes out naturally. I'm a bit like his mother, I guess. He's your familiar, Nuella says fondly. It's a special thing. I wish I had a familiar. Lily and I both say at once, sounding like a petulant children. I am your familiar, Rue says, putting an arm around my shoulder. Oh, we are familiar, all right. Lily puts her hands over her ears. Can we not? I thought. We avoided that conversation pretty well. No. We managed not to say a thing about the fight, the white ice, the rocking scaffolding, the tension between Rue and Aaron, which hinges at least partly on me, and therefore would embarrass them both. It's only later that night when I wake up after a dream about blindness that I wonder whether we should have avoided it. What do they need to avoid? I wonder as much as you do, and I hope you've enjoyed this chapter. Take care, and please like and share and become a member. So subscribe, hit that bell on all or on silent notifications. Thank you.